Hey there, welcome to my channel where I take you on tours of tiny and unique homes and showcase stories of people living alternatively. Maybe you've never truly considered living in a tiny home, but what if I told you you could cut your housing expenses by 80% if you did? Would that change your mind? Well, that's exactly what Derek decided to do when he was tired of paying a huge amount of rent to live in Portland, Oregon. He now lives in the tiny space with not one, but two roommates, and they all pay a fraction of the housing costs that are typical in the area.
I think something that's really cool about going tiny is that you get to live big. This house is kind of like a passageway. I see like people come in, come out, but I'm here forever for sure.
Before we take a tour, please make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know every single time we publish a new video.
Hi, I'm Derek Espinoza, and this is my little squirrel Penelope, and we live together in our cute little tiny house. Before living in a tiny house, I lived in a downtown apartment in Portland. I was paying about $1,500. Rent was totally killing me. Like at 19 years old, I should not have been doing that. Once I was able to move tiny, I was able to start saving money, I had more free time. It was really the best decision. That apartment was literally 300 square feet, and this whole house is 250. And this house is mine. I get to paint it however I want. I don't have to ask anyone for permission. It's my house, it's my space, and I love it. So I actually acquired this house through my mom in a way. She passed away right after I turned 18 years old from cancer, and that was a really, really tough time in my life. I had acquired about $40,000 for the insurance money from that, and so I saved it, didn't know what to do with it yet. Finally found the house in Oregon City, listed on Craigslist, and I got it for $26,000, and honestly, the best investment I've ever made. This is really a gift from her, and I feel comforted, like her presence is always welcome, and sometimes in the morning I'll say, "Good morning, Mom," and it's not just four walls to me, it's not just a tiny house, this is an extension of her, you know, so I'm very, very proud of this home. I live here with four other wonderful beings. We've got my cat Saturn, my doggy Penny, and wonderful roommates Izzy and Robbie. I always have had roommates in this space. I like living with friends. I don't want to be by myself all the time. I like to socialize, and so if I can make my house a comfortable space for anyone to come over, then I don't know, I get to be home and chill with people all the time, so that's pretty cool. I love my roommates right now. They just both moved in like this last month, and it's been working out really well. When you're in such a cozy space, it's just easier to talk and like share so much. I pay $655 for this spot, and it's in a phenomenal location. I'm actually friends with the landlord, and so that's how I was able to find the space. For $655, it includes water, electricity. With all three of us living here, we only pay $250 each. It just allows us to just really live significantly more comfortable than a $1,500 apartment. Tiny houses allowed so many more people to have a space to stay, obviously, and like a comfortable space where they can save and better themselves in a way. So it's really helped me do that as well. The outside of my home is actually freaking huge. So it is actually 22 feet long. The height of my house is 13.5 feet tall, so it fits right under all the overpasses. It's 8.5 feet wide, so you can fit a queen size bed going any direction. The house itself sits on a dual axle trailer, and it's probably like 16,000 pounds depending on how busy my life is. I've moved this house 4 times actually, and drastically inconvenient every time. And this is actually the second location I've had my house in Portland. I got to move here about 3-4 months ago. Everyone here is like really friendly, genuinely. The vibe of Portland's always so comfortable and like really relaxed to so many different identities, types of people, and it's just a really cool community. In Portland, Oregon, it is raining all the time. It's gray consistently, so having all these windows at least allows light to come in. I have 11, which is cool. Consider 11.5. I got this one at a garage sale, kind of vintage store. As you can see, I got some pretty cool like mosaics up in my window. So every single day when the sun comes in, it fills my house with rainbows. So I get to wake up to that, which is really cool. My propane tank here is responsible for our hot water and our stovetop. This literally is like 20 bucks to fill. It takes maybe 3 months. What I really like about my house is how colorful it is. Color has a lot to do with your mood, and it affects the way that you feel about a space, and so I really wanted my house to reflect happy vibes. I've been through like a whole bunch of different paint jobs, I guess you could say. I personally am developing a lot. I'm changing, my style changes, and so should my house, so should my decor. This is my own little bedroom / living room space. Through some like trial and error of different things, we've just got a mattress because I always find that everyone sleeps down here anyway. It allows me to have multiple people over at once, and so it can kind of entertain that way. So this is really just a spot we all hang out at. So what's really cool about like any tiny house is everything should have at least 2 purposes. So not only is this my bed, it also is a huge storage unit. So literally right underneath my bed, I have so much stuff that I just keep daily that I just don't use throughout the year. And so each of these little tabs is an open little closet. It goes literally all the way down here. I also have all these really cool shelves of things that I've just collected throughout the years. You know, I'm gonna have to mention Daisy Dill Pickles. I got her when I was like 6 years old, and she was my dog growing up. Total best friend, and anytime I'm on a little walk, I sometimes feel like she's with me. So, love Daisy Dill Pickles. She always has to stay here in the bed. I like low-key had an obsession with Furbies when I was little. I had like 60 at one point. So I found this cute little shopping cart on like a garage sale adventure. I was getting a bike too at the same time, and so she gave it to me for free, and now I just like put all of Penny's little toys in it, and I think it's probably one of my favorite things in the house is my little shopping cart. Up here I just have a really cool tapestry. Actually, I got it for Christmas one year and I never really used it, and so when I moved in, I just kind of wanted to like switch it up. There's a lot of different woods and textures going on in this house. I kind of wanted to cover it up. Plus I feel like it gives a cool mystical vibe to the space. So this is my staircase. I actually built it myself, only for $45. Went to Home Depot, got a whole bunch of random pieces of wood, put it all together. When I first got this house, it was actually more like climbing pieces. So I had a block here, 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 and here, and you had to literally climb up a bit. Kind of dangerous and super inconvenient, so definitely needed like a staircase. Alright, so this is our queen bedroom for our cute little cat Saturn. Basically like a little playpen for right now. As my 2 roommates continue to move in, we're gonna definitely put like a bed up here, TV, like Xbox and stuff like that. So we'll definitely make this more of a chill space. Obviously Saturn's gonna still hang out for sure. So one of the first things I ever put up in this house was this tapestry. My mom actually gave it to me for Christmas, and it's so beautiful. It like totally represents me. Really reminds me of being home in Corvallis, which is like a tiny little town in Oregon. So another thing I want to talk about up here is the fact that I actually have 3 lofts. Most tiny houses have 1, maybe 2, but there's a whole storage loft up here. So I've kind of just had this space for like storage throughout the years, put blankets, extra pillows, and stuff like that. Now we're gonna go to the biggest room in the house. It's gonna be the closet. So this is the closet. That's definitely the biggest room in the house. It allows me to just feel comfortable up here. I can do art projects. It's like my creative space where I can just literally put on anything I want. I've got outfits for any event. Got so many shoes. My friends and I, we just trade things. We're all typically the same size. Ooh, my favorite pair of shoes are these like psychedelic boots. I returned a whole bunch of stuff to Buffalo Exchange, and I got these for, I want to say like 25 bucks. So they're literally my favorite shoes. They're so cool. All right, let's head downstairs and I can introduce you guys to Jackie. So this is Jackie, my best friend. We met in Hollywood. I got her at a thrift store in like West Hollywood, brought her home immediately, and I've been changing her every week ever since. We wear the same clothes, so it's kind of like, she's literally an extension of me. We're like twins. So as I head down the stairs, you guys are gonna see that I actually have a huge pantry, and the house came with it, so I'm super grateful for that. Just literally stock it with food all the time, and super lucky to have like all that food storage space, because I know in a lot of tiny houses that's like a problem. The kitchens tend to be really small and feel crammed, but I love my kitchen. It feels really roomy. I've got plenty of counter space. I get to have a whole size fridge. To me, it's totally worth the space, especially having 3 people here. It's plenty to like have all of our food, enough for my dog to get her wet food and stuff like that. So very happy. Definitely recommend getting a larger size refrigerator, especially with the freezer. Another thing that I recommend having inside of your house is a water heater. So our water heater never freezes. I don't have to worry about checking the propane or if anyone's going to take it outside. It just fits conveniently back here. And also, I'm super lucky it came with this like 3-burner stove. Never need to even use all of them at once, so 3 is perfectly fine. So much counter room space. I have things up here I don't even need, but as a cook, it's definitely really important to have a kitchen or a space that feels like you've got arm room. So I'm really lucky about that. It's not necessarily a one-butt kitchen. You know, me and my friends sometimes we'll all make something together. And behind these curtains is our bathroom. Welcome to the Shrek caves. This is the bathroom. Plenty of room in here. It's like much bigger than like your typical RV bathroom, a little smaller than like a regular. But yeah, got a nice size single person shower, aluminum sided shower. Honestly, it was a pretty cheap material to use. I had not had to worry about mold or like anything like that. Water just falls right down the side. So the toilet is going to be a composting one, and honestly I recommend doing a compost toilet 100% because I can literally move my house anywhere. All I have to do is ask for 2 hookups. This is where the water comes out, and then this is where the water flows out. It goes into like a tank underneath everything, and then yeah, just like plug into a 13 amp. And that's gonna make it significantly easier for you to find a spot. Also, we just change it literally every week. It's not an issue. Maybe the first month you're like, this is weird and inconvenient, but you just totally get used to it. So totally recommend it. I think something that's really cool about going tiny is that you get to live big. Ever since I've moved here, I've gotten to be so much more comfortable, got financial freedom, I have like a much better social life, I get to be as creative as I want, and I can just change the house anytime I feel like it. I always welcome anybody to like change it in whatever way they want to, add something to it, leave their mark, and I really like that about my house. This house is kind of like a passageway. I see like people come in, come out and stuff like that, but I'm here forever for sure.
Thanks for watching this week's video. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you soon with another tiny or unique home tour.